Oh, here?
Yes,
Is that what you're referring to?
correct.
Oh, now I see it, 9 hours and 59. On 10/4, how long were you off duty?
Full 24 hours.
And why was that, again, on 10/4 that you were off duty?
I would, 24 hours is probably because I'm on a 34-hour reset.
No, the significance of 10/4. You testified earlier on 10/4.
Oh, yes, my truck was actually, yeah, my truck was in the shop.
Okay. On 10/3, how long were you off duty?
19 hours and 30 minutes.
On 10/18, how long were you off duty?
20 hours and 43 minutes.
10/17,
19 hours and 46 minutes.
10/15,
17 hours and 21 minutes.
10/14,
19 hours and 53 minutes.
10/13,
14 hours and 23 minutes.
So, like you said, it's not unusual. There were places that you were at longer than 13 hours.
Yes, most places.
But the time you spent in Woodbine, you said your normal was 14 to 16 hours?
Correct.
So the time in Woodbine was just an hour or two shy of your normal?
Correct, yeah.
Now, tell me more about these way stations and agricultural stations. You mentioned something about having a transponder in your truck.
Yes.
And what does that transponder tell you to do?
It will tell me to either pull into the truck stop or to bypass the truck stop,
Okay.
or the way station, not the truck stop.
Is there some special rules that apply to Florida that don't typically apply to other states?
Yeah, Florida has agricultural stations. You are required to stop at agricultural stations. I don't know if the transponder works with agricultural stations, but every time I've gone by it, I've always been pulled into the agricultural station.
And what typically happens at a normal stop on a way station? Like you described earlier, where it's kind of weigh it and you drive through?
It could, I mean, it could be anything. You could get pulled in for a weigh and end up being pulled out back for a full-blown inspection.
During that full-blown inspection, can they actually go inside the trailer that you're carrying?
The trailer?
The load that you're carrying?
Legally, they can, but they would need probable cause to break the seal on the trailer.
Are you able to go into the load that you're carrying?
No, absolutely not.
What would happen if that seal is broken by, say, anybody other than law enforcement?
When I got to the receiver, they would refuse the load and the company would be stuck paying for whatever's in that trailer.
Are there other states like Florida that require you to stop upon entering and exiting?
California is the same way.
Did you have dash cam on your truck?
I do. I have a forward-facing and an inward-facing camera and audio in my truck.
Are those cameras always on and always recording?
No.
When would your cameras record?
There's several instances. One of them would be an emergency braking would trigger the camera. It's also triggered by excessive shaking of the truck, more for insurance purposes. In case somebody hits my truck while I'm sleeping, the camera will get the offending truck that hit the vehicle.
Do you know if you had any braking events between September 30th and 10/26?
It's possible. The only way I would know if I had one of those events is if the company calls me to discuss whatever happened.
Okay.
I would also, the camera also will click on for following too closely to a vehicle in front of me.
Have you ever seen any of the truck data that was received from Hirschbach in this case, other than these logs?
I believe I saw one picture.
Was there a braking event during that time,
Yes,
Paul?
yes.
You switched my computer. Judge, at this time, I would like to publish a video that's already been submitted into evidence by the state that was contained within the disk for the Hirschbach information.
Any objection or?
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Augusta and Windsor Filson proud to be part of a winning team with the Alton Center for Cancer Care and Clean General Augusta. Once again, throughout October, with your purchase, we'll help knock out cancer and pain. Here is
So this is, what does this show here?
That is the inward-facing camera.
And what is the date for this braking event?
10/19,
2022?
2022.
Is this you here?
Yes,
And is there anybody else with you in that truck?
just my fur kid.
Your fur kid. And by that, you're referring to this dog right here.
Yes,
And that dog's name?
is Dexter.
And what color is Dexter?
He's tan and white.
I'm done with mine. Now, you sent a message to JoJo at one point saying that Jessica is home. Did you, when you sent that message, did you know for sure Jessica was home?
No,
Why did you say she's home?
I just assumed she was home.
Did you ever tell JoJo that you bought a ticket for her?
No,
Did you tell her you gave her money? Or did you tell him you gave her money?
I don't remember. I believe I did, yes.
Okay. And that money was supposed to be used for what?
For anything, a bus, a hotel, a train.
Did you know prior to this trial that Wildwood didn't have a train station?
I did not.
When did you hear about Jessica's death?
I can't give an exact date. It's just one day, all of a sudden, my inbox just got flooded.
With messages from who?
old friends, family of the victim.
How did you feel when you heard of Jessica's death?
Definitely hurt. I didn't want to believe it.
Did you still care for Jessica?
Of course I did.
Did you kill Jessica?
I did not.
Did you ever hit Jessica?
I did not.
Did you ever choke Jessica?
I did not.
Did you ever stab Jessica?
I did not.
Now, we've heard some stuff about you running your mouth when you get drunk.
Yeah.
What happens sometimes when you get drunk?
I don't know. I just start talking trash, I guess.
Mouthing off.
Mouthing off, yeah. Yeah.
Have you said stuff about, I'm gonna be on the news?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean when you say I'm gonna be on the news?
God, I mean, just, I always say stupid stuff like, I'm going to drive my truck into a bridge, things along that line.
But when you say I'm gonna be on the news, it's in relation to harming yourself?
Correct, yes. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Brief moment, Your Honor. Now, we've heard some evidence about a tattoo. Do you have tattoos?
Yes,
Do you have more than one tattoo?
yes.
Where are some of your tattoos?
Back, chest, legs, face.
Can we see the tattoo here in court today?
No.
Why?
I just felt that it would be better to not be judged by a face tattoo.
No further questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to get through this witness today if possible. Are y'all okay to take a short break now and stay here for a little while yet? All right, let's all rise for the jury. It's going to take about a 10-minute recess. We'll come back in here and finish up. Probably step down and get a drink of water or go to the restroom or something.
Yes, sir. Okay. That's the date for. And I'm trying to find.
We gotta wait just a minute on a juror.
The last page.
Yeah, so then.
That's okay, don't worry.
Understood. So,
Thank you.
Like a first aid bag or something. What? It looked like Rick just put like a bag in here.
Rise to the jury. Be seated, please. You may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, is it true you left Massachusetts at the end of September 2022 with Jessica Goodrich?
I believe it was earlier than that, but yes.
Earlier than September, sir?
I believe it was more towards the beginning of September that I actually left with her.
And when you left with her, sir, What vehicle did you drive in?
My tractor trailer.
Okay. And was Jessica with you?
Yes, she was.
Was your dog Dexter with you as well?
Yes, he was.
Okay. And, sir, was there anyone else who traveled with you?
No, nobody.
Okay. And, sir, your travels, what states did you go through after Massachusetts?
Specifically, like right when I left Massachusetts,
Sir, let's go one by one as you travel south.
I didn't head south when I left
Well,
Massachusetts.
tell me how you went.
I went west.
Okay, and where'd you go?
I had a pickup in Buffalo, New York.
Okay, and then where?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm in 2-3 different states a day.
Okay. You do a lot of planning, though, sir, don't you, as a truck driver?
Yeah,
Okay. You plan routes. We heard you testify that you plan eating places as well, correct?
correct.
Do you remember the time frame when you entered Florida?
Somewhat.
It's not clear to you, sir?
It just depends if something happens that sticks out in my head that's going to make that stop stick out.
Okay. What stop sticks out in your head in Florida?
My terminal,
And where is that?
I believe it's in Delta. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I think the town's name is Delta.
Okay. Let's talk about Wildwood, Florida for a moment. Sir, were you in Wildwood, Florida?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Was Jessica Goodrich with you in Wildwood, Florida?
Yes, she was.
Okay. And was Dexter there also?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Sir, we saw a picture of Dexter in your cab, right? Do you take him outside to use the restroom or anything like that, so to speak, to go do his business?
Of course.
Okay. How do you do that?
He just jumps up and down.
Okay. And do you put him on a leash, or do you just have him walk?
It depends where I am. He will walk with me without a leash, but sometimes I have to put him on a leash.
And why is that?
Other dogs, the area,
Has he ever taken off on you,
never.
even with other dogs around?
Nope.
Yeah. If he did, what would you do?
I would chase him.
You chase him.
Of course I would.
You love your dog, sir?
I do.
Okay. Sir, were you in Woodbine, Georgia on the first week of October 2022?
October.
You know,
Six,
sir, the
yes.
date around when the body was found. Were you in Woodbine, Georgia? Exit 17, to be exact. Correction, exit 14.
14.
Were you at exit 14 at the truck stop during the first week of October 2022?
Yes. Yeah.
Sir, do you know where Jessica Goodrich's body was found?
I do now, yes.
Where was that?
In Woodbine, Georgia.
But you did say you last saw her in Wildwood, is that correct?
That's correct.
She walked away from your vehicle, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And she was apparently clothed in your shorts and a tank top?
Yes.
Anything else?
Just her shoes.
And sir, when was that again?
That would be October 5th.
Okay. When she left you, sir, what was her demeanor?
Angry, upset.
And she just walked away.
Yeah.
And how long did you wait to see if she'd come back?
When I got up, she wasn't there.
And when did you get up?
I got up late that day because of the arguing, so I got to sleep late, and I don't drive tired. I don't recall a time, but the sun was actually up when I got up that day.
And Jessica was where?
I don't know.
You did say you looked for her, didn't you?
Correct.
And this was the 5th of October?
Yep. No, that would have been the 6th when I started looking for her.
The
The
6th.
5th is when I got to Wildwood.
Okay. Say that last part again?
The 5th is when I got to Wildwood.
All right. Where were you on the 4th, sir?
I was in Delta, Florida at my terminal.
Okay. And how about at about 7:43 p.m.? Where were you?
When?
7:43 p.m. on October 4th.
October 4th.
Yes, sir. This would have been, if I'm not mistaken, the day before Jessica walked off, correct? October 4th would be the day before.
Right. Yeah, so I'd be at my terminal.
Was Jessica with you on the 4th, sir?
At my terminal? Yes, she was.
Sir, defense counsel, and this is the form of the document that was admitted into evidence, that blurry thing you see there. I will hit focus, but it does appear fuzzy on the copy that was submitted. Is that your writing, sir? Is that your communication?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And on it, it says, maybe I figured it how to keep life semi-normal, but I shouldn't have to babysit an adult, period. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
I did, yeah.
Okay. And then you put, she needs medical help and a detox, not me. She needed medical help, correct?
Correct.
And you were outcrying to people that you needed help with her, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And, sir, the following day, she walked away from you in your shorts and a tank top, and you drove off.
Yes, I did.
But you knew she needed medical help, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so, sir, knowing that she needed medical help, did you contact the authorities and say, hey, there's somebody who walked off from me? Did you say that?
You can't force somebody to go to a detox.
I didn't ask you that question, sir. Answer my question.
What was your question?
Did you notify authorities that someone with you on the 5th?
No, I didn't.
Okay. It is not me. Sir, when Jessica walked away from you, as you state, right, she was wearing only your shorts and a tank top, right?
Correct.
You drove from Massachusetts, and you didn't even go directly south to Florida. You corrected me on that. You went off to Buffalo, the Buffalo, New York area, right, with Jessica, and you made your travels, and Jessica walked away from you in Central Florida. You go to sleep, you wake up, and then you take off, correct?
Correct.
Sir, when did Jessica plan this stop in Woodbine with you at that really great Mexican restaurant there?
When did I plan it?
Yeah, you said Jessica and you planned it, didn't you?
I get her opinion on restaurants, but I'm the only one that can plan my trips.
You're the only one who does the planning, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. Why wouldn't Jessica do any of the planning?
Because she is not a CDL driver.
Okay. Did she have any means of transportation when she walked away from you?
No.
Was she familiar with Central Florida?
I believe she had family down there, yes.
Who in her family was in Central Florida, sir?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, just her text messages.
Right. What text messages, sir? I asked you a question. What text messages, sir?
Oh, I don't have them anymore.
You don't. Okay. But she had family down there, right?
Apparently, yes.
Yes. So when you later assumed she was home, right? And that's what you shared with a family member, didn't you?
I did.
Right. You meant Massachusetts, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why not with her family in Florida?
Because I assumed that's where she would go, would be back to Massachusetts.
And sir, in that she walked away from your car in shorts and a tank top and no vehicle, how on earth was she going to get home?
I thought she was coming back to my truck.
But she didn't, did she?
Right.
And you left, right?
I did.
So how on earth did she make it back home, as you assumed?
How would I know that?
You're the one who said it, sir.
I said I assumed.
Did Jessica Goodrich have a bicycle in your truck, sir, that she could ride around on?
No.
Okay. A scooter?
Nope.
Sir, what route did you take from Wildwood, Florida, to get here to Woodbine? Do you recall the route?
Not specifically, no.
No. Did you take 301?
I honestly couldn't answer that.
Don't you plan your trip, sir?
No, not that way.
You just head off in a direction? Is that what you do?
No, I use GPS.
You use GPS?
Yes.
You don't know the route you took, but you knew you were going to, wait a minute. You and Jessica, didn't you both come up with that Mexican restaurant at Truck Stop 14?
Yes.
But she wasn't with you.
Not at that time, no.
Was she with you any time at that truck stop, sir? Before her body was found?
In Woodbine? No,
No.
never.
Sir, how did she make it from Wildwood, Florida, to exit 14 in Woodbine, Georgia?
I wish I knew.
I'll ask you, sir, why did you stop at exit 14?
Same reason, for the food.
For the food.
Yeah.
Sir, were you aware of any Mexican restaurants at exit 3?
Is exit 3 the TA?
I'm asking the question, sir. Why didn't you stop at exit 3? Did you see any road signs that said fine eating at Kingsland, Georgia?
No.
Sir, do you know exit 14 in Woodbine to be a remote exit?
I had no clue.
You had no clue.
No.
But when you arrived there, sir, did you realize it was off the beaten path, sort of? This was not a metropolis, Woodbine, Georgia. Did you realize that?
When I got here, yeah.
Okay. And when you pulled into that truck stop, well, let me ask you this. Was there any other truck stop at exit 14 that you were aware of?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Are you aware of any truck stops at exit 1?
Yes.
Okay. But you chose exit 14 to stop.
Correct. Yeah.
Is exit 1, to your knowledge, a more populated area in St. Mary's, Georgia?
If it's the one that I'm thinking of, yes, it definitely is.
It's sort of populated, well lit as well, even during the night. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And are you familiar with exit 3 in Kingsland?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's the one, sir, with all the exits and the signs for truck stops and eateries and places like that. Are you aware of that?
Then that's probably the one that I would be aware of, the one that would have the truck stops.
Okay.
That's what I'm assuming.
Did you see a lot of traffic, sir, when you got off at exit 14? Sort of like the traffic you'd see? Because it was just after the noon hour, correct, that you stopped in Woodbine, Georgia. It was just after the noon hour, maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And sir, did you tell the defense counsel, your attorney, when you were being questioned?
Objection? Oh, I'm sorry. I withdraw.
On your direct examination by your attorney, sir, didn't you say you dropped off at Woodbine because it was sort of late in the day?
What?
You
Sir,
stopped
repeat
at
that?
Woodbine because it was getting late in the day.
No,
You didn't say that.
I did not.
Okay. How long do you usually travel, sir, when you drop off a load or pick up a load? How far do you travel normally? How many hours before you stop?
I run 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day, pretty much?
Yes.
Okay. But sir, on this day, you left the scales in the villages 3 hours before you stopped.
Yeah.
Why?
That's the way that this shipment and delivery worked. I had extra time, so I could take it slower. I split the mileage in half.
Just on this day, though, right? You
I-
usually go 8 hours.
It varies load to load, but long loads, yeah, 8 hours straight.
But with this one, 3 hours was enough time, and stop just after the noon hour and sort of rest, right?
Correct, yeah.
Did you go and eat at that Mexican restaurant, sir?
I did. I brought it out to my truck.
About what time was that, sir?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Mid-afternoon, maybe, 2, 3.
2 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
Yeah,
Something
I have
like
no
that.
clue.
Why was Jessica in your truck, sir?
To help her.
You were helping her?
That's why I originally picked her up, yes.
You were helping her. And you dropped her off in Wildwood, Florida?
I didn't drop her off. She got out.
She got out on her own accord.
Correct,
Right.
yes.
And did you hear the testimony of her sister saying Jessica was basically a homebody? She was a Massachusetts girl who didn't leave Massachusetts. Did you hear her sister say that?
Yes,
But you took her to New York, you took her to states south, including Florida. Is that correct?
that's correct, yes.
Sir, how on earth would she know her way around Wildwood, Florida?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Cell phone?
Do you know?
No, I have no clue.
You complained, sir, we heard that, and in your outcries for help with Jessica, because you first wanted to help her, but then you were requesting help concerning Jessica, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And, sir, do you recall communicating with family members during your travels? Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You complained Jessica was buying liquor and she sometimes had to cross highways, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What money was she using to buy liquor, sir?
Hers, mine. It depended where we were.
Okay. And she did that, if I'm not mistaken, throughout your travel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when she drank, what was her choice of liquor? Do you know?
Pretty much anything.
Bacardi?
No, that was my preference.
was
Bacardi's
your
mine.
preference?
Yeah, I like Bacardi.
Okay. And did you like it during this traveling, sir?
Occasionally, yeah.
Did you have it in your vehicle?
I have at points, yeah.
Okay. And, sir, did you hear any testimony, and I'm talking about Katie Muller, regarding your drinking and how you acted?
Yeah?
Sir?
Yes, I remember.
Okay. And are you aware of how you act when you drink?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Sir, did you have any type of control over Jessica? Could you tell her things and she'd do it?
No, no,
No.
no.
Sir, did you tell her to get back in the truck when she was leaving?
No,
No.
No.
Did you ask her to?
no.
Sir, do you remember the communication you had with Ms. Muller on the 10th?
Not
Don't?
particularly, no.
Okay. You remember having any communication? I'll get back to Ms. Muller, sir, but do you remember any communication that you had with your brother
No,
on the 20th of October from your phone?
no.
Let me be precise, sir. At 15:31 hours, that would be 3:21 in the afternoon. Do you recall having a communication with your brother?
No.
What's your brother's name, sir?
Keith Palmer?
Okay. Do you know his phone number, sir?
I do not, no.
But you have it in your phone, don't you?
I don't know. I don't know if I have him as a cell phone number or just on Facebook.
Okay. Do you remember having a communication with your brother about the death of Jessica Goodrich?
I don't know.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
One moment, Your Honor, if I may.
Certainly.
It's Palmer's number. what you and counsel spoke about when she questioned you. The Katie Muller communication I referred to, right, was the one about you'd be on the news or something to that effect. Do you remember that?
I guess, yeah.
Yes, yeah? Which one?
Yeah, I remember seeing
You
it.
remember?
I
Okay.
don't remember sending it, I remember seeing it
Yes.
here.
Yes. And that was on the 10th, correct?
If that's what it says.
Well, sir, you're the one who looked at that form. It was the 10th of October, was it not?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Okay. Sir, would you be surprised that you said that to Ms. Muller, communicated that to her on the 10th, that you were going to make some big news?
No,
No. You wouldn't be surprised or you would be surprised?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be.
No,
Okay. Why?
because I've said stuff like that before.
Was it a lie?
What do you mean?
Were you lying to her?
Well, maybe, maybe not. At the time, I could have planned on doing something to myself. I don't know.
Right. Okay. Right. Sir, Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Sir, do you require spectacles or anything to read?
I do not know.
Sir, I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 166. I want you to take a look at that if you would. Particularly the highlighted areas of that document.
Okay.
And when you're done reviewing that, sir, please let me know.
Okay.
Does that refresh your memory, sir?
No, but not at all. I don't remember, no.
Sir, do you know your phone number?
Yes.
What is it?
978-501-0620.
And sir, do you know whose number is 603-801?
In North Carolina.
And did he have a New Hampshire number at any time?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, sir, let me ask you this. On the form I just gave you, you don't recall any of these exchanges.
No.
Did you talk to your brother, sir, when it was discovered Jessica's body was found in Woodbine, Georgia, and you were the suspect?
I don't remember if I talked to him or not.
You don't remember if you spoke to your brother, sir, right after this, notifying you that you were wanted?
No.
Is that something that happens to you often, that people tell you these things?
No.
Okay. Wait, is that a type of event that would make you sit up and go, what?
Probably.
Okay, did it do it this time?
I'm sorry?
Did it happen this time?
I don't remember it, no. I don't remember having a conversation.
Sir, did you tell your brother you did something awful?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Sir, you're a driver, correct?
Correct?
You know how people get from point A to point B, correct?
Correct.
How far is it from Wildwood to Woodbine, Georgia?
I think the thing said like 190 miles.
Or 176, around that,
Okay, yeah.
right? How on earth did Jessica arrive in Woodbine and her body be found on October 8th, 2022? Without a car, without a truck? How?
I don't know. I wish I knew.
Could it be you drove her here, sir? Maybe you just forgot, you don't remember? Is that possible?
No,
That's not possible.
no.
Sir, were you drinking in Florida? Alcohol, that is.
At what point?
Any point.
Yeah, I had drinks when I was at my terminal.
Okay. Did you get mad at Jessica at any time in Florida?
Yeah.
Did you ever communicate to others that she was threatening your future?
I believe that was text messages, yes.
Yes. How is she threatening your future, sir?
Just by possibly calling the police on me.
Did you have plans with Ms. Mueller, sir?
No,
No.
no. Outside of my child, no.
Why is that?
We were separated,
You were separated?
yeah.
Did her pregnancy have anything to do with that?
No,
Do you have plans of getting back with her, sir? Because you do plan things.
I don't know right now about that.
Sir, did you have a love interest in Jessica's sister?
A little bit, yes.
Did you ever meet her in person?
Did I ever
I'm talking about Pamela Shays.
meet her in person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. When was that?
The first time I ever met her?
Sure.
I don't know, maybe 15 years ago.
Okay. Sir, did you tell Katie Mueller that you had left Massachusetts with Jessica?
Possibly.
After the fact?
I believe that she found out somehow before I ever said anything.
Sir, you know, don't you, that Jessica contacted Katie Mueller. You know that, correct?
Yeah.
Is that how she found out?
At the beginning?
What beginning, sir? The beginning of your travels?
Correct.
Okay. What's the answer?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Who told? I have no clue.
Sir, we heard this term mentioned repeatedly. Were you playing Jessica?
No.
Were you playing Katie?
No.
Sir, you really don't recall telling your brother that you did something awful, correct?
I did not.
You did not, or you don't recall?
I don't recall, no.
Okay. But it could have happened.
Well, I don't know what I would have done that was horrible.
That was my next question, sir. What did you do that was awful? Was it the thing that might have made the news for you?
I don't remember saying it.
Sir, you complained to every family member that you could. JoJo, Pamela Shays, Katie Mueller. You complained that you needed help, right, with Jessica.
Correct. Yep.
And they didn't help you, correct?
Correct.
You knew that Pamela Shays said, I don't want her back here. You knew that, right?
I did know that, yeah.
You brought her from Massachusetts, her only home, down to Florida, knowing that no one wanted her back. And in the no one, I'm including Pamela Shays, and I'm including JoJo. And I'm including, too, Ms. Victoria Crosby, because she really didn't want her children exposed to her mother. Am I right?
Right, yes.
Okay. You took her from Massachusetts and you drove her down to Florida, knowing she was isolated from her family. They really didn't want her back, right?
They didn't know.
Right. And you were saying help to JoJo, correct?
Correct,
Help to Pamela Shea.
correct.
Did you say help to Katie?
No,
Okay. But the two family members, did they help you?
no.
So, sir, how was your need for help solved?
Because she got out of my truck and left.
So let's talk about your ornamental knife that you kept in your driver's side pocket, I believe it was, in your tractor. Is that correct? Your tractor trailer?
That's correct.
Okay. And tell me something about that knife, sir. You shared it with Katie Muller. Tell the court. Tell us about that knife.
It's basically just a kitchen knife with inscriptions on it.
What kind of inscriptions?
It had like Indian, like a picture of an Indian or something on it, I believe.
Did it have some type of meaning or significance, perhaps?
Not really. It was given to me by a friend, but
Okay. What happened to that knife, sir?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No. That got lost at some point.
Did you ever use it to cut or stab anything, sir?
Actually, I did. I used that knife mostly to cut fruit.
You cut fruit with it.
Yeah.
Sir, the quarters you kept with Katie inside your, with Jessica Goodrich inside of your tractor trailer, can you tell me something about the dimensions of that tractor trailer, the inside? The living compartment.
Like the size?
Yeah.
It's small.
Small.
Yeah.
Close quarters.
Yeah.
You heard how Jessica Goodrich died, sir, correct?
Yes, I did.
From stabbing.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of stabbing done at a distance?
I don't understand the question.
Have you ever heard of someone being stabbed at a distance?
No.
Okay. It's usually pretty close quarters, isn't it, sir?
Yes.
Sir, when was the first time you told anybody that Jessica Goodrich walked away from your truck? When was the first time you told anybody that?
When JoJo texted me and asked me.
And when was that, sir?
Oh, I don't remember. It was mid-October, maybe.
Sir, this was someone you knew for 9 years, correct?
Correct.
Or am I mistaken? Is it longer than 9 years you knew Jessica Goodrich?
Yeah, I'd known her for longer than 9.
You were engaged to her.
Correct, yes.
You found out she died from that telephone call. Am I correct? Or was it the call with your brother that you found out?
I actually found out that she passed through text messages off Facebook.
From who?
A whole bunch of people. I couldn't even tell you half of them. Half of them I don't even know.
Who were the people who were texting you about Jessica Goodrich's death, sir, that you were unaware of up until that time?
Who?
Yes.
Well, that's the whole point. I don't know them. I don't know. I got text messages from people I don't know
You just got random text messages saying Jessica was dead.
on Facebook.
Okay. And sir, what did you do when you got those messages? Did you contact the authorities? Because apparently you were the last one to see her alive, weren't you?
Nobody ever told me that.
I'm asking what you knew, sir. You last saw her on October 5th, didn't you?
Correct.
And you or she just walked off from your truck on October 5th,
Right.
and you saw that she was not in Massachusetts, correct?
I did not see that. I don't know how I would see that.
Was she in Massachusetts when she walked away from you?
No.
Right. She was in Florida, wasn't she?
Correct.
Some 176 miles away from where she walked away from you, right?
What? I don't understand the question.
Her body was found in Woodbine, sir. Approximately 176 miles away from where she walked away from you. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, that's correct. Yes.
Sir, is it just coincidence that you and Jessica Goodrich were at the exit 14 truck stop during the first week of October in 2022? Is it just mere coincidence?
She was not with me at exit 14 in Woodbine.
Sir, do you know where her body was found?
I do know where her body was found.
Was that at the same truck stop you were at?
That is the same truck stop that I was parked at, yes.
You find that a coincidence? I mean, you know.
I find that a very big coincidence, yes.
Yes, sir.
I do.
Right. You have any idea how she wound up there, sir, at the exit 14 truck stop?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have any idea what you did with that ornamental knife, sir?
I believe I lost it in the move to Indiana.
Was this after your travel, sir, or before with Jessica?
Oh, this was way before. This was in 2021 when I was going to move to Kentucky.
Sir, do you recall Jessica drinking on the 5th of October in 2022?
At Wildwood?
Yes.
Yes.
She was drinking.
Yes.
Did she get drunk?
Yes.
Loud?
Yes.
Wanted to fight with you?
Argue, yes.
Argue?
Yeah.
I thought you sent a picture, sir, earlier on your travels that she had scratched your face. Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
And did you read the other text from Jessica that says she scratched you in the face because you were choking her?
I saw that, yes.
You saw that?
Yes.
What about that, sir?
That was not true.
That was not true?
No.
Okay. You're smiling, sir, maybe laughing. What's so funny?
I'm not smiling.
Sir, when Jessica became unruly, did you take any measures to control her?
Yes.
Like what?
I try and calm her down by speaking in a lower voice. I try to tell her that she's scaring the dog to stop it. just try and diffuse the situation.
Sir, if someone's allowed alcoholic who takes medications, are they worthy of life?
Yes,
If they're interfering with your future plans, are they worthy of life?
yes,
Even if they're doing both things, are they worthy of you contacting authorities to let them know that they walked off and they happened to be intoxicated or were drinking that day and just left your vehicle? Because you did just tell the jury she was drinking on the 5th,
correct,
and she was loud.
correct,
Right? She was so loud, she was bothering the dog, right?
correct. Yes, she
Yeah.
was scaring the dog.
Yes, and she walked away, and you told no one. You went to bed, you said, right? You went
I
to
did,
sleep.
yes,
And then you drove off in the morning.
I did, yes. But, Your Honor, may I explain real quick?
Sir, you direct your questions to...
Objection, Your Honor. He's just
Yeah, right, say
simply
yes or
asking
no,
the
and then he
court.
can explain.
Thank you.
Okay. As I had said earlier, when she got out of my truck, she went down the side of my truck and sat at the curb of my truck like she had done before. So I thought she was coming back into my truck. I did not know that she was going to be missing, so I went to sleep and left my doors unlocked.
You just said, sir, you didn't know she would be missing. Was she missing?
Now, yes.
Did you report her missing?
No.
Did you say you loved Jessica, sir? Did I hear you answer that question, that you loved her?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you love Katie Muller?
Yes, I did.
But Jessica was ruining the plans you had made. She was threatening your future, wasn't she?
Not in a my life is going to be over kind of way.
Sir, I do have a question for you, because you did say that when you left Massachusetts, you went off to New York, right? You corrected me. You didn't go south. You sort of traveled west for a while.
Yes, yeah.
Isn't it true you reported you were having problems with Jessica in September to members of her family? Is that correct?
Correct, I believe.
Yet you continued your travel south with her, right?
Correct.
Why didn't you just turn around at that point? You weren't in Florida yet, were you?
No.
Why didn't you turn around and bring her home and say, I've had it. I brought you back to where the journey began and we're done. Why didn't you do that?
Because I can't just turn my truck around and go wherever I feel like.
Sir, I thought you were in control of your life. Were you? Did Jessica Goodrich, she was interfering now with your travels and your job, right? You were committed to your profession as opposed to, like you said, babysitting someone, right?
Correct.
Yet, you couldn't put her on a train, you couldn't put her on a bus, you couldn't put her on a plane. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you remember telling a family member that you were contemplating putting her on a plane?
I do remember that, yes.
Okay. Sir, you're a man who knows transportation, correct?
Somewhat, yes.
Sir, you could have put her on a Greyhound bus and sent her to Massachusetts, couldn't you?
She wouldn't get on a Greyhound bus.
Did you try?
No.
Okay. Did you suggest that, Katie, we're having problems, you're gonna go home, I'll put you on a bus? Greyhound bus, they're all over the country, right? Aren't they?
Yes.
I'm sure you pass them sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, there's actually Bus stations and truck stops
Yes,
sometimes.
why didn't you do that?
I didn't, the problem is during the day, everything was good.
Sir, if during the day everything was good, why on earth didn't you act and send her home? Why?
Because I'm driving.
You could stop, sir. You stopped early that day in Woodbine, didn't you? After 3 hours, you stopped.
Yeah, that's the way,
Out of a normal 8-hour day. You could do that.
that's the way that load worked.
Yes. But for someone you love, you can't stop and put them on a bus?
I had planned on bringing her back to
Sir, for
Massachusetts
someone...
myself.
I'm sorry, please finish.
I had planned on bringing her back to Massachusetts myself.
Okay. And that didn't happen, did it?
Did not.
And you didn't tell anybody about that, did you?
About what?
About her leaving you on the 5th. Did you contact any family member that you were saying, I need help with this one? Help me. Did you notify them and go, problem solved? She walked away, and I'm headed north, back up to South Carolina. Did you tell anybody that?
No, she's a grown adult.
She's a grown adult. Is that why you were reaching out to family members and saying, help me with her, help me?
Yeah,
Do you see the inconsistency there, sir?
I do not.
You
at
do
all.
not. Okay. Sir, isn't it true, Jessica Goodrich was with you at exit 14 in Woodbine on the first week of October?
Not true, no.
Okay. Isn't it true, sir, that you and her were at that wood line in Woodbine?
No.
Okay. And isn't it true, sir, you continued your travels even after people had contacted you and notified you of Jessica Goodrich's death? You continued on your merry way in your vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Were you curious, sir, on where she was found dead? Because you assumed she was home. Were you curious?
I never asked, I don't think.
Right. Why would you ask?
I assumed it was Massachusetts.
If your dog ran off, sir, would you seek help to find it?
A dog is helpless.
Yes. And Jessica Goodrich needed a babysitter, according to you. Babies are typically helpless, are they not?
She's still a grown adult.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Speak further.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, since we just talked about babysit, oh, that is not my microphone. What does it say here on the screen?
I shouldn't have to babysit an adult. She needs medical help and a detox, not me.
Okay. Do you think that Jessica needed a babysitter
No,
because she's an adult?
correct.
What did you mean by she needs medical help?
She needs to go to a detox.
Okay. So the medical help wasn't referring to she has an emergency, needs to go to the emergency room,
No,
and that's why you didn't call 911 or bring her to a hospital.
right.
And you answered earlier that you can't force somebody into detox.
Correct, yes.
Now, I want to talk about the knife. You said you believe you lost it in the move to Indiana. When did that move happen?
That was June of 2021.
Okay, so over a year before these alleged incidents.
Yes, yeah.
And do you recall hearing about that move from Katie? When Katie testified today, do you recall her talking about that move?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Is what she said also what you recall about the move?
Yes.
What did you do with your truck in June of 2021 or end of May of 2021 in preparation for that move?
I unloaded it, cleaned it out, and left it at the terminal to be repossessed.
Okay. And what did you and Katie do?
We got in her car and drove to Indiana.
And what did you do in Indiana?
Got a hotel and started looking for work, and then was looking for a home.
And where did you usually keep that knife with the inscription on it?
It was always in my driver's door pocket.
Okay. And do you believe you removed that item from your driver's side door of your truck during that move?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, I did, yes.
Okay. Do you know what happened to the knife after you removed it from your truck?
I don't. I remember seeing it in Indiana, but then when I packed my stuff and went back to Massachusetts, it never really even dawned on me that it wasn't there.
Okay. So what do you take from that? Do you think you lost it in Indiana?
I believe I left it in Indiana.
And that would have been in June of 2021?
Correct, yes.
And that's also consistent with what Katie said earlier, about the last time she had seen the knife was prior to Indiana.
Correct, yes.
Now, the state said several times Jessica's a homebody, she never left the house. This trip from Massachusetts to New York and other places and then Florida, was that the first time that Jessica had traveled over the road with you?
Oh, no, not at all.
When had she traveled with you before?
Many times. At one point in time when we were saving for the house, we both lived out of my truck.
So Jessica had traveled with you in that truck many, many times before?
Not my Hirschbach truck, no.
Okay.
In a truck, though.
In a truck?
Yes.
Do you recall when you started with Hirschbach?
December of 2019, I bought my first truck from them.
Okay. So Hirschbach, 2019, but Jessica had traveled several times on the road with you prior to that?
Correct, yes.
Your Honor, again, this is the defense's witness, and she is posing the leading questions.
Don't lead your witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Can you tell me what this form is?
It's permission for somebody to be on my truck.
And what name is that?
Jessica Goodrich,
And what is the date on that?
January 11th,
Of what year?
2020.
So several years prior to October.
Yes, that was right when I started with Hirschbach.
And when was the period that this authorization granted Jessica to be in your truck?
From January 11th, 2020 until June 11th, 2020.
Now, you said that you found out about Jessica's death through a lot of various messages, and you believe you received those messages through Facebook?
Yeah, actually, they all came through Facebook. Nothing came through my phone that I remember.
Do you recall who sent you those messages?
I know, I don't. I know I got messages from family. I know I had got a message from somebody that had used to be a friend.
And by family, are you referring to your family or Jessica's family?
Jessica's family.
I would showing you some of the Facebook data that was returned on this, refresh your recollection.
Okay.
Just look over that and let me know if the memory has been refreshed.
Actually, yes, I do remember these now.
Okay.
Yes.
In late October, like October 20th, 21, 22, 23, 24, did you receive messages from Kevin Goodrich?
I did.
And who is Kevin Goodrich?
That would be Jessica's son.
And were those, what were the nature of those messages without getting into what was actually said?
Just more threatening messages telling me,
Okay, that's all. I don't want to get into what was actually said, but they were threatening in nature.
yes,
Who is Joseph Kellyher?
I don't know who he is.
Did you get a message from a Joseph Kellyher around October 21st of 2022?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what was the nature of those messages, that message?
Again, it was the same thing, telling me they're threatening in manner.
And what, do you know who Lynn Mosley is?
I know the name because I had her on Facebook at one time. I believe she's related to Jessica. I'm not sure.
Did you get a message from her in around October 23rd of 2022?
Yes,
Okay. And you testified earlier that you found out about Jessica's death through, your inbox just got flooded.
correct, yes.
Can you remember exactly who sent you messages during October 20th, 21st, 22nd?
I can't.
Okay. How did did you have any tools that you used to help you plan what stops or find out more information about truck stops to help you plan?
Yeah, I use my, I have a truck GPS that's designed for 18-wheelers, and I use an app called Trucker Path.
And you said Trucker Path, like Path?
Correct, yes.
What information could you learn from Trucker Path?
We use that. That gives you every single location of way stations, truck stops, and rest areas in the United States, and what they have inside of them for restaurants, and how many parking spaces they have, how many fuel pumps they have.
Okay. Was it, where did you find out about this Latin or Mexican restaurant that was in the truck stop here at Exit 14?
That was actually on Trucker Path.
Okay. And why did you decide to stop there?
Because all the truck drivers that posted on the app said that the food is excellent.
Now, you told Mr. Morose that the reason you picked Jessica up was to help her. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
And what way were you going to provide her help, or, yeah, in what way were you going to provide her help?
Just try and get her away from the city and just get her clean.
And why did she need help, to your knowledge?
Apparently, she had a drug and alcohol problem.
Did she have a place to live in Massachusetts?
No, she was evicted from her home.
She was evicted.
Correct.
What happened after she was evicted?
She had gone to her aunt's house and was thrown out of there. And she went to her sister's house and was thrown out of there.
And by her sister, you're referring to Pamela Shays.
Correct, yes.
And did Pamela Shays testify in your trial?
Yes, she did.
And she confirmed that she had asked Jessica to leave.
Yes.
Would you consider Jessica to be hopeless, like you characterized your dog Dexter? Helpless? Well, you said
Oh.
you would go after Dexter because
because
he's
he's
helpless.
helpless,
Okay.
correct, yeah.
But do you believe that Jessica is helpless?
No,
Why?
because she's a grown adult.
Does she make her own money?
Correct, yes.
Did she have a cell phone when she left you?
Yes,
Did she have her wallet when she left you?
yes.
Did she have her cards in her wallet when she left you?
As far as I know, yes.
Did she have money when she left you?
Yes,
Okay. Are you familiar with Uber?
yes, I use it quite often.
Are you familiar with Lyft?
Yes,
Are those all things that Jessica was familiar with, to your knowledge?
yes.
Was there, do you recall there being one of the issues with getting a plane ticket for Jessica from Florida was a hurricane?
Yeah, there was actually a major hurricane that had hit Florida.
Do you recall about when that hurricane hit Florida?
It was a few days before I arrived.
Okay. So, but in early October of 2022?
Yeah, I believe so.
Just briefly, Judge. And then the other one was October 5th, right? You showed me one on October 5th. Never mind, I'll just get that. Now, could it also have been, you said right before you got down to Florida, could the hurricane have happened around September of '22, the end of September '22, early October '22?
It was possible. The only thing I know is when I got down there, they were definitely still cleaning up the damage.
And that's not what it was. Okay. No further questions, Judge.
Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. Sir, you're the victim here, are you not?
I don't think I'm a victim, no.
Jessica Goodrich was an adult, right? She could manage for herself, correct?
Correct,
You're an adult too, aren't you?
correct.
And yet you reached out to Jessica's family for help.
Correct.
And you said, sir, she was drunk on the 5th, loud, and walked away from you, correct?
She got out of my truck, yes.
She got out of your truck. Right. But she was drunk.
Correct.
Do you know why she left at that moment?
Because she was angry.
She was
hurt,
angry. Okay. At you?
At, I think, what I said.
And what'd you say?
I had told her that I would never leave my kid. I won't abandon my kid, that I'm not her. I'm not a junkie and I'm not an alcoholic.
You're not a junkie and you're not an alcoholic. That's what you told her, right?
And I'll never leave my children like she
Is that
did.
true, sir? You're not an alcoholic?
No,
You're not.
no.
Okay. Did you ever offer Jessica drinks of alcohol on your trip, sir?
Offer her? No.
No? But yet you drank.
At some points, yeah.
Sir, you shared with Jessica Mueller that you believe Jessica got a hotel room. Is that correct? On the 10th?
That I believe?
Yeah.
It was possible, yeah.
Did you tell her that in a communication?
Yeah.
Why would you think she got a hotel room? I thought you said you thought she was going to come back.
I said a hotel or a bus or a train or something. There was a whole bunch of possibilities.
Did you check to see, sir, if she exercised any of those possibilities?
No?
Why not? She's an adult.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm putting up your communication with Ms. Mueller. This is actually defense exhibit number 9. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
It says you want answers, right, sir?
Yes.
Did you initiate this communication with Ms. Katie Mueller?
I don't remember.
You don't remember.
I don't know.
But play her on the phone. She left me that night. What night are we talking about, sir?
That would be Wildwood.
And she left in the night?
It was dark, yes.
It was dark,
Correct.
and she left.
Yes.
Literally. She said she hates me like she did on the phone because you're pregnant with my kid. When did you tell her, sir, about your child with Katie Mueller? When did you spring that on her?
She knew about my child before she got in the truck.
She knew about that child before she got in the truck.
Yeah, and it was never a problem.
It was never a problem. Why did it become a problem, sir, on the 5th of October? Why did it become a problem then?
I don't know, but it had become a problem several times.
When did the problem start?
She didn't want me talking to Katie.
Okay. Sir, did you ever say to yourself, damn it, I'm not taking her on any trip from Massachusetts down through Florida? Did you ever say that? Did you ever stop and go, no, she knows about my other kid. I have a relationship. I'm communicating with Katie Mueller. Did you ever say to yourself, no, I'm not taking her down?
Well, this communication is from October 10th.
Yes. And you're talking about what happened on the 5th, weren't you?
Right.
You sure it was the 5th?
In Wildwood.
I don't see Wildwood on there, sir. You just pointed to the document and you said Wildwood. Why'd you do that? Do you see the word Wildwood anywhere there?
No, I pointed to the document when I said this is the 10th.
Right.
Right.
And you pointed to the document when it said Wildwood, didn't you?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So did she walk away from your truck in Woodbine, Georgia?
No, no. Wildwood, Florida.
Wildwood, Wildwood, Florida, Woodbine, Georgia. Is it possible she walked away from your truck in Woodbine, Georgia?
Not possible at all. No.
Is it possible you went after her?
What?
Is
I
it
don't know.
possible you stabbed her, sir?
No.
No. You wouldn't do that.
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Can we step down?
Yeah, nothing further, Judge.
All right. Can we step down?